Alright guys, hey YouTube. Sorry in advance, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not gonna edit this shit. But I was just recording a 10-minute video, and now I was just getting started on the bugs in the Yurgir fight. It's just a crazy buggy mess. And I had cataloged, I was feeling, it was perfect. I was originally planning to just talk about 2 bugs, and then more showed up. And then the game just crashed my computer. I don't have a weak computer. It's not super high-end, but I have 3 monitors. I play EVE Online on 4 accounts. I multi-box at the same time. It's pretty beefy. I don't have a whole lot of issues. I play on high in Baldur's Gate, or at least while I'm recording. But, I mean, I'm a little annoyed, man. This fight is just buggy as fuck. So I'm going to try to, and I checked the recording from before. It was corrupted because my computer crashed mid-recording. But I'm going to try to emulate this. I'm going to try to make it better than the original one. But yeah, dude, this shit is starting to really piss me off. Because it took me like an hour of cataloging these bugs until I was like, alright, I'm finally going to make a video about it. Okay. So check this out. Bug number 1. Planar binding does not work on this guy. Now, straight up, it has a pretty low chance of working to begin with because he has magic resistance. So I may have to pause the recording and reattempt it multiple times. By the way, this is Tactician mode. Right? True gamer status right here. First of all, the examine thing is busted. It says his movement speed is 0 meters. And because of this, I think he actually does not provoke attacks of opportunity. I'm assuming this is why, but for whatever reason, he can walk right by you and not get hit with an opportunity attack. So there's that. He is a fiend, right? He is from a different plane, different dimension. He's an otherworldly creature, so this should most certainly work on him. He does have magic resistance, and he has some specific elemental resistances, but he does not have any sort of magic nullification, and that's why he has the spell of it shows that it is possible. 12% is pretty low, but it is possible. So what happens is, I was testing it because I wanted to see what would happen when it works, and on the 12% chance that he actually does fail the saving throw, nothing happens. Let me show you. Look! Immediately, save failed. Planar binding. Not a single thing happens. He acts as usual. And I found this here. I'm pretty sure I found this scroll here, so I don't understand why it wouldn't work. I felt like it was probably intentional for me to use it here. So, why not? I'm not gonna take this fight seriously, so. Another bug, alright, is he uses invisibility. I have Volo Ersatz' eye on Chris Hansen, my paladin. When I got this thing, so if you guys don't know, I don't want to spoil it how you get it, but essentially you get it from Volo. This eye allows you to see invisible creatures. That's what it says. It just says, the damage wrought upon your ocular nerve during Volo's experiment is undone, allowing you to see invisible creatures. Press inspect, nothing else pops up. This is just all it says, right? You can even look at invisible. Doesn't give you any other information except on the actual condition invisible. This guy is invisible, and I can't see him, and it's not just because I'm obscured. It's it actually doesn't work, or so I thought. I went to the forums. I made a post. And I'm just kind of like, okay, the eye doesn't work. Here's exactly what's going on. And then I turned it down. I don't actually even know if you can do this in combat. But I turned it down from Tactician to Balanced. And then I started the fight at a different time. And I was able to see him. And I was like, alright, what the fuck is this? So I post, that's my follow-up reply. And then some guy, Pit Viper, shout out to you, my guy, assuming this information's true. Pit Viper. Thank you, sir. What? That's special. The eye lets you see invisible creatures, but only if they fail a dex saving throw. If he's constantly making a save, you still can't see him. First of all, I wish that the saving throws kind of remained on screen for a little bit longer. And just actually a minute ago, while I was recording this video, I did see that there was a saving throw above his head as he went invisible. But the game doesn't tell you this anywhere. And there's no official wiki as far as I know, other than, like, there's Fextra Life, but I don't want to support that shit because I know that there's some controversy about Fextra Life, like view-botting or whatever. But, I mean, the game's not explaining things properly. How am I supposed to be a tactician if the examine tool isn't working? Look, it says movement speed 0 for him too. How am I supposed to be a tactician in a turn-based game if the examine function's not working? If the spells aren't working? Oh, and here's another bug that I don't think I'm going to be able to replicate. So, there was a point where I was trying to show a bug, and Gale and Shadowheart were right about here. Yurgir was right here. He tossed some grenades on the ground, blew them both backwards. Gale got blown back here. Shadowheart got blown all the way down here. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm in tactical mode, but she got blown all the way down here. They both have shields on them that allow them to use Shield Bash. When a foe hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to knock it prone unless they succeed a dexterity saving throw. I wasn't even hit with a melee attack. I was hit with grenades, those little grenades that he threw. And then from back here, it actually asked if I wanted to react as both of them. Gale, I tried the Shield Bash, it didn't work. Yurgir was right here. And then I did it on Shadowheart too, she was all the way down here. I used the Shield Bash. He got knocked down. He was literally like 20 meters away. So I shouldn't have been given Shield Bash in the first place because it wasn't a melee attack. And I definitely shouldn't have hit him because he was nowhere near my shield. So I really like this game, right? I like it when it works, and it works most of the time. But I feel like that, I don't know, maybe, and here's another thing I've learned. I have played a little bit with friends, and I've learned that their tactics are very, very different from mine. They have very, very different characters, different scrolls, all that stuff. So maybe everybody's kind of just in a vacuum, and these bugs are isolated to just me and the playthrough of a couple others. And I understand that that can make it very difficult for the devs to find. But from my perspective, folks, at least at this point in the game, I'm really struggling because this is hard, as it should be, but on top of that, things are not working properly. Let's look at this. Displacer Beast. His movement speed also does not work. I mean, imagine, like, if I really wanted to go tactical, I could more or less guesstimate. Actually, I probably could. Maybe not. I could definitely more or less guesstimate how far somebody can move, but I can't actually tell how far they can move because the movement thing doesn't work. Maybe this is just a tactician mode thing. Let's try if I change it to balanced. Nope. So, I just don't know. I'm trying to think if there are any other bugs that I've noticed, at least with regards to this specific fight. Nothing immediately comes to mind, but I mean, this is probably more bugs than any fight should have. Larian, if you guys see this, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but please clarify if these things I brought up are working as intended, and if not, I know you guys are great and you're gonna fix it, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do. But yeah, if you guys have found any similar bugs, or if I'm just tripping and this is totally normal, and I don't know, I just need to shut the hell up and never post a video to YouTube again, let me know in the comments. Thanks, and Mazel Tov.